I'd like to call to order the Westmont Village Board meeting of September 5th, 2024, to order at 6 o'clock p.m. and ask Clerk Simsky for roll call, please.
Mayor Gunter?
Here.
The clerk's here. Trustee Barker?
Here.
Trustee Guzzo?
Here.
Trustee Little?
Here.
Trustee Nero?
Here.
Trustee Simonovich?
Here.
Attorney Zemanek?
Here.
Manager May?
Here.
Assistant Manager Parker?
Here. And Assistant Manager Scudbridge. No. Would everybody please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I'd like to welcome everyone to tonight's meeting. First item is the open forum. I do have a request. This is an opportunity for someone to address the board for an item that's not on the agenda, and I've got Suzanne Hodges, who wants to talk about painting lines on the streets. Suzanne.
I actually hadn't thought about this till I saw the roadway condition survey, and then like, hey, so I don't know who owns which roads, county, city, but so many of the roads I go on, the paint is awfully light. So I'm just wondering if you're going to paint, do some striping or lines. It's hard enough in the good weather without snow. So Cass, Fairview, Ogden, all the streets, I guess. Anyway, just a question, see if there's, you have a bucket of paint.
Amy, you got, the Ogden is, in portion of Cass is County 55th Street, but this is our Director of Public Works.
Good evening. Yes, we do refresh the striping on our roadways. However, there are other roadways that are jurisdiction of other agencies. So Ogden Avenue is IDOT. They have striped a portion of Ogden Avenue. And then 55th Street is DuPage County, 63rd Street is DuPage County. Most of Cass is DuPage County with the exception of the section between 55th and Ogden, which is local, and we have striped the downtown portion of Cass and will continue to monitor. And Fairview, portions of it are Downers Grove. So if there's specific locations and you want to call the office, we can investigate those. Yep.
Call the DuPage. Okay.
You could call us and we'll investigate those.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll close open forum, move on to reports. My report is first, and a couple minor things. Dementia-friendly Westmont. The next program will be at the Westmont Public Library. It's titled We Need to Talk, which will be on September the 11th. Visit the library's website to sign up. And because Larry Forsberg is not there, I'm going to give a couple updates on the chamber events. They're going to have a busy week. Next Saturday, the September 14th, they'll hold their annual Pets in the Park at Ty Warner Park between, I think, 11 and 2. It's a great opportunity for children to enjoy in their programs and services outdoors. And they have a pet parade, so please enjoy. And this is the 50th anniversary of the chamber, and on September the 18th, they're holding an open house to celebrate their 50th anniversary, and that'll be at Westmont Center. Steve, was 5 till 8 or 5?
I know it began at 5, I don't know how long
Yeah,
it'll...
but they'll stop by and wish them well. I've asked Trustee Nero to take over the chair of CDC after Trustee Brady's passing. The next regular scheduled meeting will be October 31st. Is being canceled, so there won't be one. So this will take effect in 2025. And they do want to tell the board that at the next meeting, I'm going to look to have a trustee appointment to present to the board for discussion and hopefully approval to fill that vacant seat. So I'll make you more aware of that as we move forward. Again, I make the proposal and then the board has to vote on it, just like.
Okay. Qualify two of your reports, and one of them was that, so it's the mayor's prerogative to put someone forth, and then it's with the consensus or the, consideration of the village board at that time. So that's why it would be on a village board meeting agenda. But I'm sure he'll let you, know in advance what he was considering.
Yeah.
And then the other thing was not only the Community Development Committee on the 31st, but we're considering not having the board meeting on the 31st between all of the absences due to children and grandchildren. It would be a very,
I'm wearing a costume. All right.
yeah. Spencer will still be in costume, but,
That's a good idea. I mean, even
yeah,
if you
so with
don't-
your permission, that'll be canceled.
Absolutely. All right, I'll move
Bring
on
candy,
to Clerk Simsky.
Okay. I just want to inform everybody about the election packets. They're available to be picked up from Village Hall. The following offices are up for re-election: mayor, clerk, 3 positions for village trustees, and 3 positions for library trustees. All of the terms are 4 years.
Well, thank you. And any other municipality, you go to their offices to get a petition to run for any of those, Park District, School District. Moving on, Trustee Nero, Public Works Committee.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple items tonight. Our next Public Works Committee meeting is going to be September 19th, 4:30, right here at Village Hall. Just a couple reminders, the Oktoberfest tree giveaway, that's the Westmont Public Works, is hosting this event on October 11th. It's at Neat Kitchen. This event is for any resident who'd like to receive 1 free oak tree seedling in a 1-gallon container. Details and sign up are on the village website, so please come grab your tree. And Downers Grove Sanitary District is having an open house. The entire public is open to tour the facility on October 5th. You can check out the village website, and I'm sure Downers Grove Sanitaries for more info. If you haven't done a tour, go check it out. Pretty interesting on that process. And then last but not least, I can't believe it's been a year already, but next Thursday at starting around 7 p.m. at the Country House is our annual Knights of Columbus, Westmont Knights of Columbus benefit, where I'm going to be our guest bartender for a couple hours, and with all the money we raise, we buy jackets for Westmont students that aren't as fortunate to be able to have a winter jacket. So please come if you can. Give back a little bit. I believe last year, or I don't believe, I know last year we partnered with the Lions Club, Mayor, if you remember, and to the Knights, we raised enough for about 200 jackets, and then with the Knights, we used some grant money. It was, hundreds of coats. I don't know the exact number, but a pretty big impact. You don't realize how many students, Westmont students, actually need a winter jacket. So this is a good event. It's kind of fun. You get me to pour you a drink and give back to those that actually need it. So that's next Thursday night, 7 p.m. It starts at the Country House right on 55th Street. So if you're available, please come by and give a few bucks to the Westmont Knights. And that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Johanna Guzzo, Fire Public Safety Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Previously, right before this board meeting, we had our Fire Public Safety Committee meeting. We discussed fire station updates for our headquarters stations. There is an RFQ on the agenda tonight. We also got updates on staffing and call volumes. And then in keeping with this time of the year, our fire department open house is scheduled for September 28th from 11 to 2 p.m. at the Frank J. Johannick headquarters station. More information is available on the website. And the silent parade is scheduled for October 11th. This parade is dedicated to firefighters and fire victims who have lost their lives due to fire. So I hope everyone can come on out, bring their flashlights for that as well. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. And we'll move on to Trustee Barker, Environmental Improvement Committee in Westmont First.
Thank you, Mayor. The EIC committee will meet on Monday, September 9th here at Village Hall at 5:30 p.m. 2 announcements related to that. We currently have a dark sky grant opportunity. It's for residents to consider changing their lighting on their properties that would reduce and even eliminate unnecessary light pollution and protect evening skies for everyone to see and enjoy. Details at the village website. And there is also a green business and residential recycling contest. With this contest, businesses and residents have the chance to receive 1 or 2 months of free recycling and waste hauling, and you can sign up for the village website. These programs were in place last year. We hope to have improved participation in that. but the residents that did participate, we're grateful for these prizes to save them a little bit of money and also improve our environment. That is all. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Trustee Little, Administration Finance Committee.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple of items. Our next meeting for the Administration Finance Committee meeting will be October the 3rd, right here in Village Hall at 4:30. Just to let everyone know, Cruising Nights wrap-up last Thursday night was amazing. We had another great year, averaging over 400 cars each night and 2,000 people per event. Thank you to Westmont Special Events Organization and all the staff and volunteers who made it happen. And then the last item that I have is the Wicked West Fest. Get ready for all the events related to the Wicked West Fest. Program and event information has been posted on the village website. Casket races on Chaos is one of my favorites. So everybody turn out and enjoy yourselves. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. And Trustee Simonovich, Police Public Safety Committee.
Thank you, Mayor. The next meeting for the Police Public Safety Committee will be on October 17th at 4:30 PM here at Village Hall. The Police Department is hosting a golf fundraiser. They are now at full capacity for the golf course. This is the second annual Special Olympics Golf Fundraiser. It's on September 13th. Sign-up is still open for dinner packages and raffle prizes if you visit the village website. They are also hosting a paper shred fundraiser, again for Special Olympics Illinois, scheduled for October 5th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the police station at 500 North Cass Avenue. Thank you.
Well, thank you. We'll move on to items to be removed from consent agenda. I have an item I'd like removed. It's the proclamation for National Suicide Prevention Month. Does any other board member have another one they'd like to? If not, then I'd ask Manager May to please read.
All right, the consent agenda this evening, as usually, begins with village board minutes. Board to consider approving the minutes of the village board meeting held August 22nd, 2024. Next item is finance ordinance number 10 in the aggregate amount of $1,071,555.93. We have 3 purchase orders. First one is Warren Oil Company, $90,000, and this represents the whole annual fuel purchase amount for the year for the public works and our entire fleet. Next 2 purchase orders are for various outdoor holiday decoration equipment. First one is Raleigh Outdoor LLC, $39,142, and the other PO is Main Street Designs, $48,480.50, and all 3 of those are budgeted and normal. The total of those purchase orders is $177,622.50. Together with finance ordinance number 10, equates to $1,249,178.43. With the removal of the one proclamation, just to cover it separately, there are 2 other proclamations. Chamber of Commerce Week. Board to consider a proclamation to declare September 8th through the 12th as Chamber of Commerce Week in the Village of Westmont. And the other proclamation is board to consider a proclamation to declare September 12th, 2024 as National Policewoman Day in the Village of Westmont. And that concludes the consent agenda as amended.
Do I have a motion to approve as read?
Motion to approve is read. Little?
Second, Nero.
Motion made second. Any questions or comments on that? Roll call, please.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Motion passes. We'll go back to the proclamation National Suicide Prevention Month, and I'd ask Manager May to please read that. I know young ladies are here to talk about it in a minute.
She'd like to read it.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
National Suicide Prevention Month proclamation, declaring September as National Suicide Prevention Month in the Village of Westmont. Whereas September is known globally as National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month and is intended to help raise the visibility in mental health resources. And whereas, according to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, suicide is the second leading cause of death among individuals between ages 10 to 14. the third leading cause of death for 15 through 24, and the 12th leading cause of death overall in the United States. And whereas suicidal thoughts can affect anyone, regardless of age, gender, race, orientation, income level, religion, or background, and whereas Hope for the Day states that 700,000 suicides are reported each year, and each one affects hundreds of connections, whether friends, neighbors, and family. And whereas global organizations such as Hope for the Day, national organizations such as the National Alliance on Mental Illness, and local organizations like Suicide Prevention Services are on the front lines of a battle to open minds, save lives, and restore hope. And whereas Westmont is the same as any other community in the country, chooses publicly to support the idea of simply being available to one another. And whereas every member of our community should understand that throughout life struggles, we all need the occasional reminder that we are all silently fighting our own battles. And whereas I encourage all residents to take the time to inquire as to the well-being of their family, friends, and neighbors, and to genuinely convey appreciation for their existence by any gesture they deem appropriate. And whereas we all can help prevent suicide, start the conversation. Now therefore be it resolved by the Village of Westmont that the month of September 2024 will be designated as Suicide Prevention Action Month in the Village of Westmont, passed and approved this day.
Have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve, Little?
Second, Barker.
Motion made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Motion passes. Ladies, you want to come up and address the board? We see you annually here. And I know we got Suzanne.
That's my mom.
Yeah, I know, but to give your name for the record.
Oh, yeah.
Suzanne Hodges.
Yeah.
And then Bev Swartz. But yeah, so thanks again for adopting for another year. With Westmont being a continuous adopter, we've actually improved our impact from about 27 million to now 41 million. So thanks to you all, we've encouraged cities and counties across the nation to adopt as well and continue the conversation. So I appreciate my hometown that much more. But besides that, just a reminder that taking this conversation, checking in on your friends, family, your own mental health can look so different in so many different forms, especially during Suicide Awareness Month. Mental health is more than just resources, it's community. So whether that's going to a music show, whether that's going to restaurants, bars, Knights of Columbus, get a nice drink. But yeah, it can look different for everyone. There's mental health education, just hanging out with your friends on a couch, playing video games. So just check in with yourself, take care of yourself. Feel free to donate to Hope for the Day. We'll always take that. But yeah, so just check in with yourselves. Remember, it's okay not to be okay, and we sincerely appreciate it.
Appreciate what you do, too, so thank you. And you-
We'll have a, do you want to give them that one? Oh, very good.
Do you want to give it to them, or do you want me to?
we just passed it. Ink's
Gotta get our picture.
I'm still the official. Okay, I'm sorry.
I know, I try to be careful.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Again, thank you for coming in, the awareness of the Suicide Prevention Month. Moving on to new business. A, Fire Department's headquarters Facility Evaluation Agreement. Board to consider ordinance authorizing a professional services agreement with 845 Design Group for the Fire Department Headquarters Facility Evaluation in an amount not to exceed $63,460. I got Deputy Chief Frank and Director Reese. We'll get both of you up there.
Good evening. We issued an RFQ back in May to evaluate, solicit professional services vendors to complete this fire station evaluation. There'll be 3 components to it: an evaluation of the existing building, space needs analysis, and evaluation of alternatives to do a heavy rehabilitation of the existing building, rehabilitation and addition, or a all-new building. So we did a very long process, thorough process, evaluating the RFQs, checking references, visiting stations, conducting interviews of shortlisted firms, and we would like to recommend that the village board approve this professional services agreement. Any questions?
You did a great job explaining to us and did a lot of work to put this together, so congratulations.
This guy here.
Agreed, do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve Guzzo.
Second, Little?
Motion made, second. Any comments? Again, this is the Frank Johannick headquarters.
Yeah, know that well. I know
Roll.
that station well.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you. Award a proposal roadway condition survey. Board to consider an ordinance authorizing acceptance of a proposal from IMS Infrastructure Management Services to perform a roadway pavement condition survey. Director Reese.
So we do this every 3 to 4 years. They come in with a van that like optically scans the pavement surface and quantifies the pavement condition, giving it a pavement condition index score. So this is an objective way for us to evaluate our pavements and prioritize their repair or rehabilitation. So this is a request to approve the sum of $29,735 for the condition survey. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
I actually had a question, and we've been doing this with this
Company for a
particular
while,
company for a
yeah.
long while. When you say optically scan, it used to be a big bumper-mounted rig with a lot of lasers on it. Is that still the same way that,
It's similar,
okay, just a newer
but it's,
technology?
yes, yep, newer technology.
So for those that are listening, it objectively measures the amount of cracking, the irregularities in the pavement, the profile, and then there's another component where they can actually measure deflection of the pavement with a offset weight, that bounces, to do that. And then all of that's inventoried, and then they put together an intelligent, they'll score the pavements, and then an intelligent, report on the best way to order to pick your streets that you're gonna do, whether it's resurfacing or reconstruction, to maintain the minimum level of service, the minimum standard that you wanna maintain as a community. And we've been doing it a long time, and that minimum has gone up. So we made a lot of good progress in 12 years.
Well, 11 years ago, we realized our streets were very substandard. So we've used this, and we've got our streets, and we passed that referendum to do our roads, so. We have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve, Nero.
Second. Simonovich.
Mitch, got it. Any additional comments? Roll call, please.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Just stay up there. All right, motion passes. New business, C, award a bid proposal, 2024 sidewalk removal and replacement program. Board to consider ordinance awarding the bid proposal from White Line Construction Incorporated for the village's 2024 sidewalk removal and replacement program and authorizing a contract consistent with the bid documents. Director Reese.
So we received bid proposals for this project from 4 contractors, and the bids ranged anywhere from $157,603 to $295,321. The low bid was 1.9% higher than the engineer's estimate. The approved construction budget for this project is $150,000. The overage can be accommodated by savings on other projects, and we recommend awarding this bid of $157,603 to White Line Construction, Inc. The target area for the work will be Cass Avenue in the downtown area.
Great. Have we used this company before?
We have not, but we have checked their references, and their references were satisfactory.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve, Nero.
Second, Barker.
Motion been made and second. Questions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Motion passes. We'll go to new business D. Illinois Transportation Enhancement Program Grant Application for Grade Separated Pedestrian Crossing. Board to consider a resolution authorizing staff to apply for the Illinois Transportation Enhancement Program, which is the ITEP funding, for the Grade Separated Pedestrian Crossing project, as well as committing matching funds as required by the grant. Director Reese.
So for this project, you might remember when we went over the different alternatives for the grade separated pedestrian crossing and selected one. We have submitted previously an ICC Railway Crossing Safety Program funding, and we are secured $5 million for that already. So we would like to apply for this ITEP grant through the Illinois Department of Transportation. We could secure up to $3 million in funding for additional funding, but we will have to provide a local match. And I believe the local match is $600,000. So they like everyone to pass a resolution committing to it so that if they receive the grant, that there isn't a problem with the matching funding component.
Do you have a motion to approve the resolution?
Motion to approve, Little?
Second, Nero.
Motion been made and second. Any comments? Have we received a grant before?
An ITEP grant? I'm not sure if we have.
No?
I don't think so.
They're used for a lot of like bike paths, sidewalk projects,
Lighting.
downtown actually projects. So that's going to be, this is not the last one you're going to see. You might see some more of these
them
the
going.
next
That's
one.
Good to hear
Do we
you're
have-
looking for those.
Do we have enough money to back the grant? Do we have to support it?
We will have to
Yeah.
budget for it in future fiscal years.
Finance
So that's why the
director's
resolution comes into play.
Thank you.
And we all know what we're talking about, but for those listening, when they did the recent track work on the Burlington Northern, the pedestrian crossing that was between the 2 depot buildings was taken out with no intention of putting it back. And this grade separated pedestrian is actually the tunnel underneath the tracks. And the outbuildings on either end of that.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Little.
Yes?
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Moving on to new business E, IGA with Gulfview Hills Fire Protection District. Board to consider an ordinance approving an intergovernmental agreement with Gulfview Hills Fire Protection District for fire protection and ambulance services. Deputy Chief Frank.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. This provides the village that gives ambulance service to the unincorporated properties located in the taxing jurisdiction of Gulfview Hills Fire Protection District. This is a paper district only. The IGA provides for a new 10-year term and requires annual payments to the village in the amount of $83,575.60 by the district, and we advise you to approve this ordinance.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve Guzzo.
Second, Little?
Any questions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Motion passes. New business F, an IGA with the Department of Health Care and Family Services. Board to consider ordinance approving an intergovernmental agreement with the Department of Health Care and Family Services regarding ambulance rates and cost recovery for Medicaid patients. Deputy Chief Frank.
Yes, thank you. The IGA replaces our existing IGA, which was approved by the village in the year 2020. The terms are virtually identical. The IGA will provide greater cost recovery for the village as we provide ambulance service for Medicaid patients.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve Guzzo?
Second, Barker.
Motion made and second. Any questions, comments? Roll call, please.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Motion passes. Moving on, miscellaneous. Anybody have anything they want to discuss? Seeing none, there's no executive session. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, Little?
Second?
Motion been made and second to adjourn. Roll call, please.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
All right, I thank everyone, and this meeting is adjourned.